The clock struck 2 in the morning and Damon couldn't sleep. His room faced the garden with the forest in the distance. He decided to go for a run to clear his mind. Ideally, Damon would have shifted into his wolf form. Feeling the soil and grass under his paws as the wind ran through his fur always felt good. However, he stood in the territory of the Red Moon Pack, and if anyone saw his wolf, they would perceive it as a challenge, a threat. He came here to uncover Alpha Edward's plots, not to start a war. Damon descended the stairs and reached the main floor. He turned toward the door that led to the garden when the sweet citrusy scent of freesia caught his attention. Without thinking, Damon's legs moved, and he found himself in an unfamiliar part of the pack house, the kitchen. The main light remained off, but he saw the surroundings among heavy shadows because the fridge stood open. There, he spotted a small figure sticking out of the refrigerator. Damon stalked toward her, stopping only half a step behind her. He took a deep breath, and her sweet scent made him dizzy, urging him to get closer and maybe lick or bite her. He wondered if her taste would prove as addictive as well. Damon cleared his throat. She jumped in fright. Ah! Talia stifled a cry as her head bumped into the shelf of the refrigerator. She turned swiftly toward the source of the noise, and her eyes widened in horror when they met Damon's. She recognized him, the important guest, the same one whose private time with Marcy she interrupted. Talia cursed her luck. After Marcy visited her in the attic, Talia didn't dare move until all the sounds in the pack house died down. She thought she should just stay there until Marcy and others forgot about her, but hunger drove her to search for something cold to relieve her pain. If Talia knew she would bump into him, she would have stayed upstairs hungry and endured the pain. It wouldn't be the first time, the only difference being that previous injuries came from other Omegas, while this time they came from Princess Marcy. Before this afternoon, Talia thought Marcy was a kind person, but she proved otherwise. Between Marcy and Anna, Talia preferred Anna, who didn't pretend to be nice only to bully Talia when she least expected it. At least she knew to be wary of Anna, while Marcy smiled and said sweet words only to get close. Talia looked at Damon fearfully. Would he punish her also? Why did he narrow his eyes at her? She felt the urgency to leave. Talia didn't know that Damon squinted in an effort to identify her features clearly. The light shone behind her and heavy shadows veiled her face. "I'm sorry," Talia said in a shaky voice and lowered her head before stepping to the side, trying to find her exit. Damon extended his arm, blocking her path. "What are you sorry for?" Her avoidance irked him. Every girl would do community service for some one-on-one time with Damon, yet this girl wanted to flee. Talia bit her lower lip. How could she answer his question? She reminded herself not to mention what she saw that afternoon in the guest bedroom. With any luck, he wouldn't know it was her. "I'm sorry for getting in your way. If you excuse me." "Wait!" Damon stopped her from leaving. "Weren't you looking for something in the fridge?" A side of Talia's face caught the light. Damon frowned. He touched her chin, and delightful sparks prickled his fingers and spread up his arm, confirming what his wolf said. Mate. He never felt anything like it. Damon sensed his wolf wagging its tail in delight, and he would have enjoyed the sensation if not for Talia's ragged appearance. Damon nudged Talia to lift her head so that he could see her face against the light the open refrigerator provided. Talia's beautiful doe-like eyes blinked at him, but Damon's daze lasted only for a moment before his sight moved over her injuries. Her upper lip looked busted. She had a bruise under her left eye, and even her right cheek bore dark purple marks. "What happened to your face?" Talia's breath hitched. I fell." Damon didn't buy it. He saw the consequences of many falls, and this looked nothing like it. "That must be some nasty fall." He took another look at her and noticed bruises on her neck that resembled finger marks. Did someone choke her? Rage rippled through Damon. The thought that someone hurt Talia infuriated him beyond belief. His urge to protect her, to see her smiling and happy, clashed with the reality before him. "Who did this?" Damon said through clenched teeth angrily. Talia's whole body shook in fear. There seemed no way she would say anything. It would only bring more trouble. How could she say it happened to be Princess Marcy? Didn't the scary Alpha and Marcy seem on good terms? If she spoke up, at best, he wouldn't believe her, and at worst, she might get another beating. He already looked angry, and she didn't want to be in the vicinity when he blew up. "No one, please, can I leave?" Damon released Talia's chin and held her shoulder. Even through the coarse fabric of her sweatshirt, Damon felt faint prickles on his palm that made him crave more. Mate. Damon focused on inspecting her face, especially the purple mark on her right cheek. It appeared oval, with small dots around it, and somehow reminded Damon of the ring he saw earlier that evening. A ring on Marcy's hand. "Stop scaring the girl!" His wolf spoke in his head. Damon looked at Talia and pressed his lips into a line when he saw the horror in her eyes. Damon's attention moved to her shoulder under his palm, and he realized how small and fragile she seemed. He guessed that if he exerted a bit of pressure, he could probably crush her. Reluctantly, Damon released her shoulder, trying not to make any sudden movements to avoid scaring her more. "I will not hurt you." He spoke as calmly as he could, but her unchanged expression told him she didn't believe him. Why would she believe him? So far, people either ignored her or bullied her, and those people lived in this pack. Why would a stranger treat her better? And the stranger in front of her looked intimidating. "She probably suffered abuse," his wolf told him. Damon closed his eyes in an attempt to contain another rush of rage that swelled inside of him. Abuse. Someone abused his mate. Damon took a deep breath. The sweet, citrusy scent of freesia made him lightheaded, like a drug that helped him relax. It felt addictive. He greedily inhaled again and again. It took him a few breaths to detect that the scent grew fainter. Damon opened his eyes and realized he stood alone in the kitchen. She left, and he didn't notice. Did she even exist, or did he imagine her? "Imagine my foot," his wolf grumbled. "Use that nose of yours and track her down!" Damon snapped to his senses and followed his nose outside, toward the garden.
Wait, that's not the end. You've just had a free taste. Now get the full story on the Pocket FM app, link in description. Check out our next video and playlist, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.